Okay, so I had to go about this a little bit differently because all of a sudden my microphone on my computer is not working. So I did the whole school, whole class, whole community project over La Crosse Elementary. Our school demographics, the school range for grades is kindergarten through 6th. For the free and reduced lunches, there's a 41% to 50.99% of students that use this. We have a total of 274 students. Ethnicity, African American is 1.46%, Hispanic is 4.01%, other is 0.73%, with white being at 93.80%. So this here is the front of the school. There's 2 entrances on the front. This one would be the office, and then this one goes to the gym. During the interviews, I had 3 teachers that were able to get back to me, as last week was a busy week with homecoming. So for the interview results, I ended up choosing the 3 different ones that I felt like needed the most work. So interview results over employee wellness. Interview number 1, I had asked, is there an opportunity for staff to engage in physical activity before, during, or after school? The response was yes. Our principal is encouraging us to walk during our breaks. Are there programs promoting employee wellness in your school? No. Interviewer number 2 said, for the first one about engaging in physical activity, no. Thankfully, many of us enjoy gathering together on our own. For walks and workouts, I would love to see our district pay for a portion of the county's wellness center membership. I know that Hayes School Districts pay for the classes at Hayes Rec. Are there programs promoting employee wellness in your school? No. And interview number 3 just had responded with, our building doesn't provide much opportunity for staff to engage in physical activity. We do try to hold each other accountable, and some of us work out, walk, and run together. However, there is no program promoting wellness in our building. So for the strategies over employee wellness, I chose fresh air, stepping out alone during plan time just to have some silence and fresh air. Colleague time, lunch break, share a lunch break with a colleague and keep the topic away from work. And then be aware of colleagues' mental awareness. Watch for signs of colleagues' mental states, reach out for reassurance, and offer help. The goals for this was 3 times a week, take a moment to yourself and walk outside. Once a week, meet with an individual colleague. This helps you connect with them and to keep your mind off the stress in the classroom. Also, to check in with the teacher twice a month if you know they have a high behavior class. Use this time to encourage and give advice, or see if there is a way you can help them. Okay, so this also is just more of the building. This is just another entrance to one of the classroom hallways. So another one was family engagements. So the interview results for interviewer 1 was, the question was, how do we keep families engaged? And they just used Seesaw for communication. So there wasn't much involvement there. For interviewer number 2, it says, we work to keep families engaged through Grandparents' Day, PTC, and book fairs. We've discussed having a student family fun night, but never seen the plans. Have never seen the plans. And then she also works with families yearly by asking them to volunteer for concession stands and field trips. And then our third interviewer's response to this was, each teacher has a variety of communication methods with families. Seesaw is a platform where we can easily communicate with parents. So we also post pics and examples of schoolwork there so the parents can check in. I try to keep families aware of what we are doing in our classroom. We begin each year with a parent-student open house. This is a great opportunity for families to come in and get familiar with our classroom school. We also have Grandparents' Day, where grandparents come in and check out our classrooms. Parents are encouraged to come help with holiday parties as well. The elementary school puts on 2 music programs a year where everyone is invited. So when I was thinking family engagement, it wasn't necessarily like making sure the family was aware of what was going on inside the building during school time, but it was more like how we can get the whole community family-wise involved. So my strategies were family game night, movie night, and family school lunches. The goals to this would be every other week, a game night, have students help design games to show parents. This would get the students involved during class time to be able to create games so that we could create lesson plans on this. A monthly movie and popcorn night, and then a calendar at the beginning of the year for parents to sign up and when they can come to eat lunch. But the whole part of family engagement here was to be able to get all the families together to be able to meet each other, because outside of it, as a parent myself with children at Lake Cross Elementary, I can tell you right now, I only know maybe a handful of parents. So this would be a great way to get each other to get out and meet different parents, to bring kids together. I know we don't really see many kids running around the community, and I think that would help by knowing more of the parents, that you would be able to see more students that are hanging out together outside of school. This is another picture. So this right here is in between the buildings. So here's our elementary building. This is their music room. And then this is kind of where a lot of them play. Like there's 4 squares set up out here. There's like a big map of the United States as well. And then back in here is a playground. I did not get the best pictures of the playground because every time I would go, there were families out there playing with their kids, and I just felt like I didn't want to be taking pictures with them in it. So the next one was physical environment. So the interviewer number 1 questions was, do students have safe drinking water? Yes, we have filtered water bottle stations, water fountain located by each pod of the classroom. And said, if water is contaminated, how will you ensure students get safe drinking water? It says, our schools provide adequate drinking water. And then, do playgrounds meet state safety standards? Yes, we have adequate space for students and run and play. And so this one, I noticed like the drinking water is a occurrence question, obviously. And within that, the drinking, the water bottle station or water fountain was a common occurrence, along with just making sure they provided the adequate drinking. The playground, however, you'll see here with interviewer number 2, she brought up a great example of why it does not meet those standards. So, do students have safe drinking water? Yes, I love our water bottle filters. And then, do the playgrounds meet state safety standards? Honestly, no. We don't have any equipment that is handicap accessible. I feel like this is something that our school could use to help build a case for a new school. And lastly, with interview number 3, it says we offer students safe filtered drinking waters, and our playgrounds meet all state safety standards. So I just kind of want to go back to interview number 2 and hers, where she wants to talk about the equipment that is to make it handicap accessible. This is actually one that I was impressed most of the other teachers did not recommend either, just for the fact that we have had recently, I believe the student is now in high school, but he has been bound to a wheelchair for his entire life. And so just knowing that that playground area is not handy accessible, you think that that's something that they would want to kind of push to get. So my strategies were to make playground handicap accessible and add in higher activity equipment. And that higher activity equipment can also go along with the employee wellness. So the goals would be to discuss with district about handicap accessible play areas, meet with the school board to see what it would take to get handicap accessible areas, and then Lake Cross has plenty of room. So looking to get in the fitness system playground equipment. And then the reason why I say they have plenty of room is it's located on an entire block. The other side of the block there is a library, which you see back here, which this is the public library, and it's really great that they have the students walk over during school too, to be able to use that library as well as their personal. But all this back here, this is at least half a block of just open area. And I think that's where they could go ahead and put in that fitness system playground equipment, and this would not only help students become more active, this is just another picture showing all of that area back there. That fitness equipment area, a lot of those kids who don't like active, one, it would activities like that, it would be something new that would bring attention to it, and the kids would love to go play there. Teachers, they could have higher physical activity equipment out there that the teachers could even do too, and that would help with employee wellness. So that is my WSCC project.